We're back.
Back fresh from Hawaii.
Yes.
Tell me about it. Sucks, right?
Sucks coming back.
Sucks coming back.
Literally, when my mom picked me up from the airport last night, I was in the car for probably 5 minutes. I'm like, damn, this sucks.
Back in the desert.
Yeah. Not happy to be back.
Not good feelings?
No. Honestly, no.
Why? Because it's just the ocean and what is it?
Yeah, I was reflecting a lot on it, especially at work, because I just sit there and do nothing but watch kids. So I have a lot of time to think. Can be good and bad. But I'm just like, why was I in such a pissy mood? And I'm like, okay, I didn't eat. So I ate when I got off the plane. But even this morning, I'm still like, I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with the people. I think that's a huge thing. Because it's like a community. And
imagine that.
I know, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Crazy.
Yeah, I stayed with my sister, and she's in a TVA apartment, so on campus. And so her neighbors would just come by, hey, Bree, how you doing? And then we'd go hang out or just like sit outside and talk. And like everyone's just so nice. I know you don't do that here. You don't just say hi to your neighbor and then just sit outside and talk.
You don't even say hi usually. You just keep walking.
A lot of times you don't even know your neighbor.
I don't know my neighbors.
Exactly.
I don't know them.
Exactly.
This one guy I know, he gets high. And
there you go.
he'll go outside and smoke the pipe with his wife, and I'll wave at him.
Oh,
And then these people are Asian, and I couldn't tell you a single fucking thing about them other than they drive a Dodge van.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah. Everyone here is just, even driving, I'm just like, ugh, everyone's so mad and so mean. But there, I could not believe the amount of times I was sitting in the car and we had the right of way and my sister would just go to let someone pass.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Exactly. Or they had the right of way and they
never
would
done that.
just go and let you pass. Unheard of, right?
Oh, what the fuck?
But they're just that nice.
Oh, fuck.
So coming back here, I'm like, fuck all of you.
Like, why am I here? Like, what the fuck? I flew back?
Exactly. I came back for what? Oh, my job, I guess.
Job and
I guess.
friends, maybe.
Like 2.
Yeah, 2 friends. And then what?
Yeah, and the
family.
boys are so nice.
I bet.
Yeah, like my sister just introduced me to a lot of nice boys. She's like, I just want you to meet a lot of nice boys. Even, nothing would happen, whatever, but you just don't know any nice boys. And I just know that's completely true. I don't know any nice boys. And I met a lot of nice boys.
Blame the fucking environment then, huh? Is it us? Is it us or is it the world we're born in? Becca, I know you don't like men. And I take offense because I am a man.
Yeah. All men take offense to it.
Yeah. So, I mean, meeting a bunch of nice boys in this tropical paradise where it isn't so much like everyone's caffeinated and hates their fucking job and in a fucking power grid,
Exactly.
in a hurry to fucking go nowhere, I noticed that as a difference from fucking LA to here was like, oh my God, this is like a breath of fresh air.
Being here.
Yeah, being here compared to LA.
That makes a lot
Because LA, it was like
even worse.
everybody's fucking pissed off.
I always used to think I'd go to LA and I'm like, Mom, why does everyone just hate me here? Everyone just hates me in LA.
Yeah, something
Everyone's just
about
mean.
an artificial environment.
Yeah.
There's just concrete asphalt. Something about the smog. Something about there being such a densely large population in one place, mixed with smog, mixed with Hollywood culture.
And poor people.
And yeah, the disparity from rich to poor is fucking insane. It's like everybody's fucking poor, and then you go into the hills and here's the
bougie rich people.
The 0.4% of the population that's living in mansions, overseeing the whole city. And it's fucking beautiful. I mean, I would go on jogs up into the Hollywood Hills.
Yeah.
I was off Los Feliz, which is a neighborhood over of Hollywood. It's basically Hollywood, but it's just nicer.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And then there was these little hills right by these apartments we lived in, and I would go and jog up the hills to the very top, and then like be at the top and oversee all of Los Angeles, and it was fucking beautiful, and all of the architecture and all the fucking homes.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, it's beautiful up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I love, I've been to that area a lot. That's probably the place I've been to most outside of Arizona is California, but specifically, well, I go to Carlsbad a lot, but also Hollywood Hills and Hollywood Boulevard. I don't really shop in Beverly Hills, but it's cool to look at.
It's cool to look at, yeah.
I'll go to like Sephora.
Right, yeah. Still the poor people shit.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
hitting the poor people shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the psychological effects of being in an environment like that manifest into the people big time.
My anxiety is already worse today.
Is it you?
I'm like, why am I got a bad case of the shakes today. I'm like everywhere. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, why can't I relax?
Yeah. You know, the environment makes you, I'm always arguing nature versus nurture. How much of it is you because your parents are who they are?
Yeah.
And how much of it is the world's impressions on you? Mm-hmm. And like in your makeup, it might be 50-50. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I was always been curious about that. And then when you talk about how the environment can completely change the way a human behaves and humans treat each other, and, you know, community environments and what that does, and actually being friendly and knowing the people around you, and then being in a place where people care about, you know, not littering.
Yeah.
You know, keeping the ground, keeping Earth sacred.
Taking care of their island.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just insane, I guess.
Yeah.
And it might not be men, it might just be men around you.
Oh, absolutely. That's definitely true. It's really weird because when I left, the first day I was in Hawaii, I just came across so many men on my social medias that were hitting me up, which, you know, there's always a lot, but like people who were actually trying to talk to me.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I think I'm just stuck in a really small part, and I don't branch out to meeting new people, also because I am scared of all of them. But I mean, there'd just be old white guys living out of a van just at the beach that day surfing, and then they go home and sleep in their van. And I don't know, I wonder if there is, because a lot of the boys I met were Tongan, so their culture and their environment, they were raised completely different
Communities.
Yeah.
So
they do act different, whereas a lot of entitled boys here are not that humble. I think that's a big thing, is the Tongan people are very humble, but that also just comes with their culture. So again, yeah, everyone's different. I mean, there's definitely brown boys here from all over. I talk too much shit about white people. I don't mean it, but
yes,
it's just not my type. It's just not my type. Okay. But yeah, not looking in the right places, and it is just different. It's so different here. I'm trying to find a way to move to Hawaii for the summer. Yeah.
Why not?
Exactly.
I'm not some shit job or something over there. You know, like something with customer service or something.
Yeah, all the food trucks are like hiring. Imagine just like going up to live there for summer and just working at a food truck and going to the beach, hanging out.
Sounds awful.
Awful. Exactly.
No, I bet they're all way happier than I am on a day-to-day basis.
I know. And I like come here, I have to wake up for work, and not that I don't love my job, but come home and nothing. I can read a book. But yeah, there's not the same community, and yeah, there's just a huge difference, and I think that has a big effect on the people there are so nice. Even I was even talking to some tourists I met an Aussie from Sydney, and she was at the beach, and she's like, the people here are just so friendly, they're just so nice and, you know, welcoming. Interesting. Like 2 years ago, they did try to develop the island. So I was seeing signs everywhere. No development, keep the country. So they were looking to turn Hawaii into one of these fucking cities.
Yeah. Was that song Something Paradise Put Up a Parking Lot? So, oh, fuck. What the fuck? It's like a hit in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. Probably too old for me.
Yeah. All right, whatever. It'll come to me, or it won't.
But yeah, like,
of course you're gonna develop that. I mean, it's like,
don't do it though.
there's so much fucking money.
They want to build
God,
hotels.
these motherfuckers, I bet, and they're taking over the entire housing market with Airbnbs. I know that that's a thing Bree was talking to me about.
Yeah.
But it's like, you look at something like that, and it's just so much fucking money there because it's so beautiful.
They look
People
at it and they
treat you so nice.
see dollar signs.
Oh my God, so many of them. And it's tough. I'm sure it's tough if you're like 100 millionaire or fucking whatever, and you look at that shit and you're like, oh my God. And you're like into real estate. You have to try. You have to try and get in there, right?
Yeah.
Build buildings vertically and take shit over, and then introduce the fat mother of three drinking out of her McDonald's.
That's exactly what
drink.
We don't want on the islands.
Yeah.
That's not. No.
Yes. Yeah.
And of course, there's hella money in it. Honolulu is already pretty city.
Really?
Yeah.
I bet. Yeah.
I don't like it at all. I actually stay away from Honolulu as much as I can. But Pearl Harbor's in the city. So if you want to look at that, that's cool. But other than that, stay at the North Shore, chill at the beach. There's just the two-way road. That's it.
I wouldn't even want to do touristy shit there. I would just want every now and again rent four-wheelers and just fucking go four-wheeling in the fucking rainforest or whatever.
It's sick.
Do that every once in a while.
Yeah.
But other than that, none of the other shit really entices me.
Really? I swam with sharks.
Huh.
That was pretty sick.
How was that?
Scary. Because I was like also on my period.
Oh my God. Did you tell them? No. Holy shit, that's something you have to tell them.
I know. I thought about it. I was like,
was it too embarrassing?
I asked my sister, I was like, should I tell them? But it was like also my last day. So there really wasn't even anything.
It's not a lot.
Yeah. It was nothing.
Yeah.
But I was just like, it'll probably be fine. I had a tampon in and I'm like, whatever.
That's not. The swimming with sharks is not I'll probably be fine thing.
I know.
That's
it wasn't
like,
caged. So we're just out in the open ocean with the sharks.
Oh, fuck.
And someone who's just like really good at reading sharks. So hopefully we don't get hurt.
You jumped in bleeding.
I know. So that's an experience.
Very fucking brave.
Yeah, I know.
Very brave.
Yeah. I know when they would
I'm
get
not brave enough
too close to me, I would like flap my fins. That's what they would tell us to do. Like, let them know that you're there. Make eye contact.
Yeah.
So I'm just making sure they don't get too close.
That's cool.
There's a lot of hiking spots. That's really sick.
Yeah.
Parasailing.
Parasailing would be fun. Yeah, riding the wind or the air and shit would be fucking fun for sure.
Yeah.
But not something you would want to do all the time. Or maybe it is.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a lot of
You're
fucking
an islander.
Yeah. Yeah. But four-wheeling in the fucking rainforest. That'd be my shit right there.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to do that. I need to do a lot of things. I'm gonna fucking I got a trip to Denver for next month.
Oh,
like
sick.
2 weeks. I'm going to Denver for like 4 or 5 days, and we're just gonna, fuck off like $1,000 and go into the mountains and be drunk the whole time.
Yeah, of course, of course. When you go with friends, that's pretty much all you do.
Yeah, yeah. And the nature's supposed to be. I hope maybe it's like a reset, like the reset that you're talking about. I hope I come back to Arizona dreading the environment I'm in.
Yeah. Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so negative. I would even think about that, like reflecting about high school when I was there. And I just remember thinking, because I'm a huge empath. I remember just walking around high school and just, the energy is literally so sad and tired.
Oh, I feel that in like hospitals and shit like that.
I was going to say, passing by cemeteries, I always get like a wave of energy. But yeah, like in high school, just where everyone is supposed to go, everyone's just
it's where you're formed.
Sad, exactly.
It's
and
where
the
you're
energy
raised.
is dark.
It's really dark, and I know exactly what you're fucking talking about. I felt
Exactly.
that shit before too in schools and stuff. It's just kind of it's a government institution, kind of blanketed as I don't even know what is blanket. How are you supposed to perceive what school is?
I know.
It's the curriculum basically. It's a government thing. So
job for children.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
You send your children to be raised there because you work 8 hours and you can't afford a babysitter.
Yeah.
And it's illegal for them.
Yeah.
It's illegal for you not to go at a certain point. It's not even legal for you not to go. I don't know. But you work at one and they'll teach you good stuff.
Yeah.
Counting.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Yeah.
Reading.
Elementary school, you kind of need.
All that shit, mostly.
Yeah.
Most of all that shit. Up until 4th grade.
Yeah. And then like 5th and 6th grade. And that's when they start acting out too. Because they're like, this is literally useless. What am I doing here?
And they sort of know it even though they're like a stupid little kid.
Yeah. And then they're depressed the rest of their lives. Junior high and high school.
Yeah, I mean, it's brutal place. It's not for everybody, and the way the cliques and the way human nature works and finding your groups and stuff. And if you don't find a way to get into one of the groups, you're gonna be suicidal.
That was my issue at Highland, and I literally tried to kill myself.
Yes.
And then I left.
Yep.
I was gonna say a lot of those people have demons and are going through shit that we don't even know. I've lost 2 friends since high school, and fucking sucks.
To what?
One of them was suicide, and another one, he was mentally ill, and his dad shot him. And because he stopped taking his meds, and they got in a fight or something. I'm sure the dad was unwell too, but
yeah. You would assume so.
Exactly. So
you don't just shoot your son.
child.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes maybe you do shoot people, but like, you don't shoot your son.
Yeah.
Right.
Not your kid.
Yeah. That's probably mental illness there somewhere. Yeah. I would agree with you.
So yeah, you just literally never know. And yeah, I hated Highland. Fuck Highland, honestly. I'm going to say that because y'all have gotten some serious racist scandals. Get your fucking shit together. Like, damn.
Talk about Highland
High
in
school.
Gilbert, Arizona.
Highland High School in
Getting
Gilbert,
called
Arizona.
out by Becca on this podcast.
Fuck
Fuck
you,
all you.
Melinda Murphy.
Fuck you, Melinda. Seriously.
Fuck you, Melinda. No, they're bad.
Yeah.
2 years ago, there was like a video going around because someone beheaded a cat on campus and just left it. You know, if you take Psych 1 at Highland High School, you would find out that that's actually psychopathic behavior. And maybe it's time for an intervention with these fucking white psycho ass. Sorry.
Well,
but
I don't know what an intervention's going to do. You're going to sit them down and what? Talk them out of it?
I'll kick them out, if anything.
Yeah, I
Just
guess.
get them the hell out
True.
of there.
Yeah, get them somewhere else.
Ugh.
Another middle school or high
And
school.
it is a fact that white men are more prone and diagnosed as psychopaths. So that is a statistic fact that typically, yes, white men. It's more so like 40s, middle age, but not always. But they are the most common psychopaths.
Interesting.
And we have, evidence of it here laying on the school grounds, and everyone's just, I don't really care. Let's dress code these minors because I can't stop looking at her tits.
I don't remember the last school shooting that was done by a Mexican.
Exactly.
Or even a black guy.
And how many serial killers do you know are white?
All of them?
If I've done a lot because I was into psychology and everything, I actually wanted to go into forensic psychology. So I'm like, okay, serial killer. So we're looking for a white 40-year-old man, probably has mommy issues and a porn addiction. It's like,
yeah, those are the common thread.
Yep. And all of the other psychologists, everyone, that's the first person that they look for is unless they get other information.
Demographic. It's like if there's a serial killer on the loose, you look at the local 40-year-olds that didn't have mothers and you choose out of that list. You just go one by one until you hit them.
Pretty much.
They don't actually do that, do they?
It's what racial profiling? I guess that's one
that doesn't
way.
Count towards whites.
I was gonna say, I guess that's one way.
None of this shit counts towards whites.
Whites get it, but
whites
finally. No, but yeah, they kind of do that with. That's the only thing they do that with white people. The profiling is what they call it, and they don't use racial profiling. They just say they say profiling, but yeah, that's what they're doing. So just how they do with like the black people. Oh, he was black, and they just find the first black person.
Yeah. I saw one meme. It was that a white dude raped somebody behind a dumpster, and they post his swim times.
Yeah.
And a black dude saved
probation.
somebody. Yeah, you get probation, and a black guy saved somebody, and they refer to him as like ex-felon.
Yeah.
The ex-felon Demetrius saved 4-year-old from fire. They did that shit, and they posted a side by side of the guy that raped somebody behind a dumpster, and then Demetrius, the person that like saved the 4-year-old, and it's just like, how come?
And it's like swim champion gets caught up with non-consensual sex.
Yeah.
No, this white guy raped a woman
Behind a dumpster. Literally.
A dumpster. And got off on probation.
Got probation.
Love
it.
I know.
So good.
Isn't our justice system awesome?
Systemic racism is fucking real for sure.
Yeah.
It's no. What's this way do you do about it? Do you censor language or whatever way people think they should go about it? It exists.
Yeah.
It's real.
Racism and sexism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was reading that in my book about how we develop as children and how our developmental stages get arrested or whatever. And we learn very early on who's rich and who's not. And we learn very early to like pay attention to these things. And very early. By 7th grade, I was crying because I had to shave my legs and men didn't. And I hated everything that made me a woman and that made me stand out or made me feel awkward. I shouldn't feel that way. I should feel empowered by having traits of a woman. But someone would talk about like boobs in class. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so insecure. Like, I hate being a girl. Why are we always sexualized? By 12 years old, I was crying in the shower about having to shave my legs. And I'm like, why is this a standard for me and not men? What's going on? Why don't they get hair in their ass cracks? Not fair. That's irrelevant, but.
That's wild to think about, you being indoctrinated into this society and having these things that you're supposed to do, but you know that it's like a societal thing that's being imposed on you that you don't really even agree with as you're doing it.
Yeah.
It's just weird, the female existence, because men don't know that.
Yeah.
We don't know that, girls that are actually like, why is kind of society making me do this and then not the other people? And I don't know. It's just.
And talking about me all the time.
Yeah.
And pointing out. I mean, yeah, we could totally get into it, but that's another thing too in Hawaii. I'm 10 times prettier in Hawaii because the beauty standard isn't bleach blonde hair with blue eyes and straight hair.
I don't think it's that anymore. I think it's curvy now.
It has changed a little bit. Now it is
I think
curvy.
it's more. It is more like a biracial. I think the Kardashians changed it.
Yes, for sure. And
so we fit that. Me and you both do fit that.
I was gonna say, yeah, in Hawaii, like the curly hair, the freckles, the squinty eyes, that's the beauty standard there. And
so how did the whites do out there? Not as good?
No.
Yes.
Okay, I actually love it. We talk about it all the time. I'm like, wow, white people are really the minority here, huh? And my sister's like, yeah, absolutely. And they all hang out together. So I brought that up. I was like, well, at least they have each other and they hang out together. And they're like, yeah, and everyone looks at them.
Oh my God.
Can you believe that? White people are the minority and white people get looked at.
Oh.
That's unheard of.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll see a group of white people and people are just like,
The only state in the United States, probably.
Where that would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being white usually is advantageous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There, it's the minority, which is sick.
Bree, she's cool. I know she had some problems with the way they went about COVID.
Oh, hair with blue eyes and straight hair.
I don't think it's that anymore. I think it's curvy now.
It has changed a little bit. Now it is curvy.
It's more. It is more like a biracial. I think the Kardashians changed it.
Yes, for sure. And
so we fit that. Me and you both do fit that.
I was gonna say, yeah, in Hawaii, like the curly hair, the freckles, the squinty eyes, that's the beauty standard there. And
so how did the whites do out there? Not as good?
No.
Yes.
Okay, I actually love it. We talk about it all the time. I'm like, wow, white people are really the minority here, huh? And my sister's like, yeah, absolutely. And they all hang out together. So I brought that up. I was like, well, at least they have each other and they hang out together. And they're like, yeah, and everyone looks at them.
Oh my God.
Can you believe that? White people are the minority and white people get looked at.
Oh.
That's unheard of.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll see a group of white people and people are just like,
The only state in the United States, probably.
Where that would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being white usually is advantageous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There, it's the minority, which is sick.
Bree, she's cool. I know she had some problems with the way they went about COVID.
Oh, it's bullshit. Still is bullshit.
Yeah.
But they're lifting it next week.
It's lifted?
Next week. You won't have to get the COVID test or the vaccine to travel to Hawaii. I still had to, but next week, it's gone.
Damn, so let's just hope this war in Ukraine lasts another 2 years so another variant doesn't come out.
I know, right? Yeah, and I was actually talking with that Australian. She's like, yeah, they were really strict. They closed everything down. And she said, I'm grateful. Some people are grateful. Some people aren't. She said, we only had like a total of 6,000 to 10,000 deaths. And that's how many other countries were having a day. She's like, so I'm grateful, but not everyone feels that way. Oh, there's so much. And Tonga's bad. Really bad. I mean, their borders are literally closed. Nobody can get out.
Still?
I think they're just starting to let people have visas, travel visas out. But up until like 2 weeks ago, borders closed. People get sick, die on the mainland, can't see them. Can't say goodbye. You literally cannot leave.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are they compliant in something like that? Is Tonga, I'm sure, super passive.
I had to have a conversation with my sister about that. I'm like, dude, they're traumatizing their people. Like my brother-in-law's mom couldn't say goodbye to her 2 brothers who died during the quarantine. And I'm like, they're traumatizing their people. And she sat me down and she's like, the people of Tonga are incredibly resilient. They're humble and they're some of the most resilient people I've ever met. And she explained a lot of it to me, and I could see it within the people too. But they're just really strong.
It's human nature to need. I mean, I guess you already have all the food and then all your people already on the island. You have community already, so
Yeah, it's small.
it's not like being on house arrest.
Yeah,
But even then, yeah, you have to be able to say goodbye to people that are dying.
exactly. and that's traumatizing. But also, things that are traumatizing to us aren't necessarily traumatizing to them because they just have so much faith. They're very faithful people. So they're like, oh, our island is being closed down. Then, there's probably a reason, and they're probably trying to protect us. And we're grateful for them protecting us. And we're grateful to stay on this island because this is our island. They're just very faithful, resilient.
Okay. And talk about the darkness video of the Kevin Hart being talked to by Bill Burr. And Bill Burr said that he became depressed the first time in 14 years because everything went still during quarantine and during coronavirus. Things went still. The noise stopped. The phone stopped ringing. And he had to sit with himself and didn't like what was there.
Yeah. I think a lot of us can relate to that.
And Bill was asking his good friend Kevin Hart. They did comedy, coming up together, doing comedy. They're good friends.
Yeah.
And he was asking Kevin, because Kevin Hart, I mean, he's in every other movie and just constantly. And then he hits the stage to do stand-up comedy in between movies, and he's just always just go, 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 go. And Bill asked him, when was the last time that you just turned the radio off in your car, put your phone on silent,
and just sat?
Yeah. Ugh. And just made that drive.
I tell people that all the time. My friend I just have all this anxiety, and I'm like, meditate, dude. Just put your phone down for 2 seconds. Like, don't have music playing. Can you just sit in a room with nothing? Like, most people can't. It's crazy. And I'm like, just meditate. But I have really bad ADHD. I can't just sit still. A lot of that comes from because you're so stimulated on your phone. So just put it down.
Phone, yeah, noise, like you said, music, just constantly.
Some people always have
stimulation.
Mm-hmm.
We're so fucking overly stimulated, and then that kind of goes back to the psychology of LA to Arizona, Arizona to Hawaii.
Yes.
What are we doing to ourselves?
It's so interesting because I'm reading this book about your inner child, and it's I don't know his name. Oh, Bradshaw. Something Bradshaw, Homecoming. And he talks about how I'm losing my train of thought. What was the last thing you said?
Oh shit! The last thing I said was the psychology and the jump from.
Oh yeah. So he basically says, when we're children, we have a sense of who we are, and it's not until things happen that we start making adaptations to cope with not being comfortable in our own skin. So, and everyone's, how do we heal? How do we reach our highest self, our highest potential? And how do I talk to my higher self, open my third eye? It's like what Jesus said. Make yourself as a child. Children can see things we can't. They know things we don't know, but we see them as less for some reason, or
it's kind of dumb
yeah. But really, they have all the answers. And it talks about going back as a child to get in touch with yourself. There's something else. Oh, and when I was on the plane, I'm reading this book, and I look next to this 7-year-old next to me, and he's on his tablet, on his Switch, and then he falls asleep, and then has to get back on his tablet or his Switch, and I'm just there reading my book. And I'm like, well, that's really good. I'm starting to, go back into being I actually would think about that all the time. I would see kids reading books at elementary school, and I'm like, I never read books anymore. Like, why not? So I start reading books again, start going back kind of into who I was before I lost myself, which was me. Children are perfect. So me as a perfect child, you know, before I got fucked up.
The world did that to you.
The world did that to me.
It's not your fault.
Yeah. And so it talks a lot about how people will cope with alcoholism, addictions, and work. The author specifically struggled with alcohol addiction, went through a 12-step program, still found himself distracting himself, consuming himself, and becoming addicted to work after that. Because he could not.
Yeah. I do that.
Who doesn't do that?
Yeah.
When you're not okay sitting in yourself with who you are, you're going to look for any distraction possible.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of time will go by before something extreme enough happens for me to like cry about it. But I don't tap into emotions. I'm constantly on the fucking go.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
So I think I'm okay, but I'm not. I'm just okay because I'm not confronting shit. I'm just fucking, doing the shit that I do.
Yeah.
And hitting the streets and but yeah, I mean, I still sit down and meditate and it's fine, but I know that everyone's damaged.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was gonna go see an energy healer and he fucking ghosted me. That's pretty
That's really fucked.
That's pretty on brand for me.
Come see me, bro. Come see my mom. We'll see you for free.
This dude's all mystical and shit.
Rude.
He did energy work in India, and I was
really rude.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh," I texted him, and he said, "I meditated on." He didn't say anything, and he's like, "Okay, I meditated on helping you. I'm being guided to help you." It's like, "Oh, word!" And then he's like, "I got these days, but then my LA trip got put off, so I was like, oh, I can't come, but I'll be around in LA around this time." No message. And then I texted him again. I was like, "Okay, I'm coming to LA. I'll be there. A few days."
Yeah.
No message.
Wow.
Yeah, I almost told him off, but the girls would have told me not to. She's like, "Oh, he knows a bunch of stuff about energy, and then he'll, I don't know, cast a spell on me or something." And I was like, "I don't make my fucking day. You think you're gonna fucking make my day worse than it already is? Could be my fucking guest."
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
I still kind of want to tell him off.
I was gonna say, I have hella anger issues, so I definitely would have let it out.
Oh, you're being guided, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did someone? Oh my god, that shit pisses me off. Especially when you want to dress it up in this fucking holy shit.
Exactly.
Don't dress it up in this holy fucking language shit and then ghost somebody like you. That shit fucking makes me like feel cynical towards you fucking energy people and all that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like
you're putting me off of
all a game.
Yeah.
All for show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I've noticed too, a lot of people who actually are the real deal are humble about it. They don't even what's the word? Put themselves out there, market themselves in any way.
Yeah.
And they only charge for their time. They always only charge for their time.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the realest humble people. But yeah, I've definitely wanted to get some psychic readings, but I haven't come across any that I feel pull towards. So.
Yeah, I got a reading. And the girl told me that I was going to live a long life. What else did she tell me? I don't know. She told me some other shit that I don't really remember. And she fucking sensed it. I was going through a breakup. I went through a lot of breakups with the same fucking person.
Yeah.
On and off relationship. And then she could just sense that. And then she's like, "Oh, your heart is completely clogged. Your heart chakra's clogged. you can come in for $75 and I'll,
unclog it for
yeah,
you.
I'll unclog it. I'll clear it up for you.
Let me tell you, you can do that yourself, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I figured that, but I was so fucking like hesitant when I hear an upsell or something. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? My fucking defense is up already.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna try to fucking tell me something and then upsell me, it's like, okay, I mean, no.
I can unclog your heart chakra for $75.
Yeah.
That's funny.
She's got a business to run though.
Wow.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where most have to pay bills.
Yeah, she's got to pay. She had a little place there,
But if you really want to heal people, you would tell them how to heal their heart chakra themselves, which isn't very hard. Go outside.
yeah, go outside. Go outside.
Tell yourself you love yourself today. Do something nice for someone. So many things. Meditations. But yeah. That is one thing I've been very I've got a lot of warnings about is to not want to start making a whole lot of money off of it or do it just for the profit. I've gotten a lot of warnings because I wanted to get into tarot cards and tarot readings. I won't buy any cards until I get the clear from God. But yeah, basically I get a lot of warnings. That's just like, you're really going to get really excited about this. And I know it's really awesome, and a lot of people are looking for this type of healing. So it's kind of like, don't take advantage of it and don't use your gift for profit. Charge for your time and whatever. And eventually, if it is my career, I will have to pay bills.
Right.
But
yes,
it's when people start taking advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got like the Prada and gold watch.
Yeah.
And Becca and her gold watch and they're like fucking $3,000 bag.
My new car, new car payment.
Getting a bag off that psychic shit.
Yeah. Some new shoes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I respect that because if I had a gift I could exploit for money, I would fucking do that. 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You're a better person than me.
Well, I've got a lot of warnings. And when God is like, you're like, okay.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely got to be some negative consequence to that witchy stuff, and it's definitely real. It's real. But I mean, I know there's people that maybe aren't good with it or whatever, but my mom was a fucking witch, comes from a line of witches.
That's sick.
Generations and generations and generations of witches. Is her fucking grandpa.
That's so sick.
Her grandpa, he was into like dark shit though.
Oh.
Yeah, and when he died, all of the wolves on the block were howling. Like the moment that like he like passed on, like all of the dogs on the block started like fucking howling at the sky. That type of shit.
I believe it.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yes.
Wow. I had a breakdown this last full moon, but that's about it.
Oh no.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, what was he fucking doing?
I was gonna say, I always try to do white magic.
Yeah, do the white shit for sure.
Yeah.
But she read me cards too, and they all were like basically true and whatnot.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck's happening in that moment in which a card's telling me my future, I have no fucking idea.
I know. Piece of paper.
Yep, some pieces of paper with text on it and pictures, and then I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. Basically, what I understand from it is you can get help. The reader doesn't just come up with whatever based on the cards. It's always they're talking to a spirit, and a spirit is telling them what's going on and telling them what the cards mean for this person. Some people will use like astrology cards and use, the energy of the stars to figure out whatever. But yeah, I've come to the conclusion that if I were to ever do tarot readings, I would do it through, you know, a spirit, or because when I see them on TikTok, the people the people are saying like, you know, okay, spirit, you know, this for the TikTok collective. So they're just talking to spirit that's maybe with them. But how I think of it, if I were to ever do it, I would probably see whatever spirit is with them and is with their guardian angel. Or whoever their guardian angel is. I can maybe try and pick up whatever they're telling me and whatever this card means for them. So yeah, it's like a whole thing, but
God, it's different things that could give the cards the power.
Yeah.
The magical powers.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully that's the extent of being able to fucking cast godly powers into inanimate objects. You know?
Yeah.
Can you scale that up?
I mean, I'm like, there was a Leahona.
What's that?
When Lehi was taking his family out of Jerusalem, I think. Oh, I've read it so many times. You would think I would know better. One day, Lehi woke up and there was like a compass looking thing just sitting outside the tent. That was basically given by God. There's another story. It's the brothers of Jared. Oh, I could so be getting that wrong. Sorry. But they go in like these boats, and the boats are completely enclosed. And they're like, we don't have any light. Like, we're going to go crazy. And God reaches out his finger and like touches stones, and they turn into light. And so their boats are lit up now.
Okay.
But that's all in the Bible.
Yeah.
I believe we have resources here that do have energy, which comes from him. Because, you know, in the church they say, like, if you're getting mental help, God encourages you to go to therapy and you can still get medication, whatever, the resources. I feel like if we want to heal and tap into our true selves, you know, we use him and also his resources, which can be crystals, incense, fire, water, everything that he's given us, you know? Yeah. So I don't know how far that goes, but.
Yeah, I remember, like, I think your father was cut or something, and they did some prayer and the blood stopped.
That's sick. I didn't know about that.
You didn't know about that?
No.
Oh, shit. I thought that you would. Well, yeah, I guess they said some prayer and the blood stopped and he was just gushing or whatever. He could have died or whatever.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, yeah, there you go.
Or what about the people like speaking tongues and like yelling with the snakes in their hands? Is that real?
I have no idea about that.
Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Where it was like evangelical Christians, they hold venomous snakes with their hands and they'd be saying a prayer and they know that they got God. So it was like their way of proving that they got God in their corner.
That's crazy.
God's looking after them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they'd be like, they start speaking in tongues and shit. I swear to God. I swear to fucking God.
I mean, I know the symbolism of like the serpent, but I've never heard of that.
I'll show you a fucking video.
Damn.
There's so many different types of Christianity. It's like, fuck. Isn't it like thousands? It feels like thousands of different
lot. And, you know,
interpretations.
I don't know what the fuck is true.
Yeah.
And I do believe some people use church as a distraction from dealing with their real problems. Oh, if I just, you know, go to church every week and focus my life to God, most of the time, that's great. But if you're not dealing with the demons that are living inside of you, God can't really help you.
Yeah.
Because when we are in that dark place, we can't even see what he's trying to show us or anything. And that also goes along with the meditation, that when we actually give ourselves time to just sit and do nothing and not constantly be on our feet, we can hear God. Like, whoa.
The kingdom of heaven's within you. What if that's real? Then you don't need any fucking text. You don't need anything. You just close your eyes. It's all there.
Exactly.
Right? Poets have fucking made poems about it. Is it real? There's like a blissfulness you can tap into.
I was gonna say, I don't know if I've ever like experienced like heavenly whatever.
Yeah, like I'm in heaven. Or
Yeah.
I found heaven. Nothing like that.
I've never felt anything like that, but
Yeah.
I have felt I'm having a two-way conversation with God right now, or God is my therapist right now.
Jesus.
And I'll just like talk, and he'll tell me things, and I'm like, oh, okay, and then just like keep going.
Oh man. So yeah, I'm cynical too. So if I had a back and forth with something, I would eventually feel like it was a demon or it has like motives against me.
That's something you have to be careful about.
Yeah.
Sage.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I would question their motives and shit, because that's just my brain does that.
Yeah. There is something in the Bible that says, like, if an angel comes to you, ask to shake their hand, because an angel will, I believe, because they had a body, and a demon would not, because they never had a body. So I like to think I would be able to tell by how you feel and the energy, whatever. But I also think there's some tricky demons. I think there's some tricky little shits out there that can definitely blind you.
Demons never had bodies. But people can be so good on earth that they become angels. I haven't met any of those.
Yeah, I was going to say anyone who's died after Jesus was resurrected is only in the spirit world right now. Unless they were exalted, which there have been people in the Bible who were exalted to heaven. They can be angels and whatnot. But yeah, everyone else in the spirit world.
Yeah, everyone I've met that can kind of put on that just super nice and like overly kind of just holy, just going through life holy. They're battling shit. They're addicted to something that's a secret. They're like,
yeah,
it's not healthy to go through life like that. I don't think you're suppressing something that's an animal that's a part of you.
There's always those people I just see and I'm like, oh, sounds horrible. Like, you're living a lie.
Ooh.
Almost.
That's pretty judgmental.
I know. It sounds horrible. But it's only because I've been there in a way where I was just pretending to be something I wasn't. And I was trying to put on a front. And deep down, I'm like, I'm smoking every night. And I'm really battling demons. And nobody knows anything. And so I definitely do see a lot of people like that in the church and other churches, whatever. But again, church is a good distraction, I guess.
Yeah. And some going to some churches, not all Mormon, just churches in general. I've been to several different denominations. Churches of other different denominations in the Catholic. I was like a lost youth, and I was getting really bad grades and not giving a fuck about anything, and like running away from home, snorting fucking painkillers with like dark. I went into some dark shit, and they saw it in me and in my energy that I was like fucked, and they like thought they could save me with the Catholic Church.
Oh.
So they brought me into the Catholic Church, and they had me talk to the priests and stuff, and I was gonna help do the early ritual, the ritual they do, which is fucking like a dude in a cloak with a steaming lantern, and it's so demonic.
Weird, yeah, creepy.
Yeah, the stained glass windows are like fucking people bleeding and fucking dying and like demons, not angels, and then the fucking dude in a fucking cloak moving this steaming lantern, and this is like, what, this is your attempt to save me? You fucking kidding me?
Wow, yeah. That's actually crazy. Now that I think about it, I mean, when I was growing up in the church, people are always, the church saved me. I was in such a dark place and I found the light. That can be great for a lot of people. for some time. But after a while, that shit that's not dealt with comes back. Even if, because the light washes out the darkness. But the light fades when it's not as distracting or exciting and new.
Yeah. Fuck.
So I didn't even realize how much of people actually do use that as like, oh, let's save you with God, going to church, which, ultimately the atonement and God, I believe, is.
Can't save people.
Yeah. But but I'm still human, and I'm like, I know there's a lot more to it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know so many fucking cases of the people that are the nice guy and they're always nice to everybody around them and stuff. They're just like fucking, there's something they're suppressing in their nature. And that shit manifests in like fucking weird and fucked up ways.
Yeah.
And that none of us are really angels. We're all just animals. We're just animals trying to do our best.
Yeah.
And then
fucked up place.
Taking it to an extreme is playing pretend. It's not good for you.
Nope. I feel like a lot of people do that. Fake a smile. Fake it till you make it.
Be yourself. Hey, remember, be yourself.
Just be you.
Yeah, just be yourself.
Be confident in who you are.
Yeah, there's only one you. You're special.
Yeah. Or something.
Yeah, something. Oh, man. Well, that's the conclusion of the episode.
I'm fucking loving gas prices right now.
Yeah, hell yeah. Keep pumping that shit up.
Keep it up.
I love it. Fuck.